Now, so on to episode 8 here of the American Legend Pass quests in Asphalt 9 Legends on the Nintendo Switch. And yup, these are now all just going to be token mania for me, so it doesn't matter the order I complete these in comparison to last week's one. And yeah, you can see again, like the reason why in episode 7 I focused on doing the heavy hitting quests is because I know the fact that each one of these quests is worth 5 tokens. So it didn't matter, like say what I did in episode 7 was I done the large quests at the start just to get to the final stage, and then all of the other ones are only 5 tokens as well. So if you're ever in a scenario where you could complete a handful of these small ones or one of the big ones, do the big one first and then do the handful of small ones, and that way you get a slight few more tokens that way. It's just the min-maxing to make sure you get everything out of this game you can. But as always, I'm just going to take a rundown through these quests and yeah, point out for anyone who's missing text or any confusion about them. And I'll put timestamps down below as well so you can see where I complete each one of these, the grind quests and stuff like that. And yeah, as always guys, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, leave a comment what you kind of thought of this season pass as a whole. Actually thought this one was pretty cool, other than the crashing and some weird things, but I'll go through that later on as well. But the very first 3 quests in this are all the grinding quests, so Osaka, Himalayas and Caribbean, and it is just a case of finish in top 3 and finish in first place. So if you do go down the route of doing these in multiplayer, for example, just keep in mind that if you're landing in Caribbean, you do have to win those races. So I'll go through grind stages as well for these as I pass through. Open card packs 25, easy enough. That's like anything from the car hunts or any of the contests which basically give you import parts, blueprints or credits inside. Just something with a random reward inside. There's a card pack, 25 of those. Not something that needs to be purchased with tokens or real money. So that's an easy enough quest. It's just it will complete by doing pretty much any daily event. Perform 4 knockdowns in a single race. I mean, there was a lot of SSC stages towards the end which required 5. No stipulation on that other than just 4 knockdowns in a single race. So just go and be toxic, hopefully, to AI. Now, moving into fairly specific quests then. Beat 40 seconds in It's a Twister in a single race using the Dodge SRT8. And yeah, like that is just a case of find that in career, but I'll do a run through that. 40 seconds isn't too bad. And that's a pretty powerful, although low rated car. Now, so perform 50 360s in multiplayer at 2200 rating. Honestly, I'm probably going to just spam that out with just a single race and just throw one race and just knock that one out. Another very specific one here, and why I was stressing out during the previous episode, to get that Ford GT and to at least have it at 2 stars, because yeah, beat 130 seconds, so 2 minutes and 10 in Sightseeing. It's a pretty long course, but a Ford GT is a pretty powerful car, and that's the original Ford GT, but it needs to be at 2 stars for this mission to complete. Now we have perform 1 vertical knockdown in a single race. So like that's why there's an aircraft landing down a thing that is landing down on top of a person, and it's really like quite forgiving when it comes to that. I've had that by like rubbing up against a car on a downward slope and stuff like that, so that shouldn't really cause too much issues, hopefully. Perform 7 jumps in a single stars and stripes event, and yeah, I've got those all complete for tokens, but I'll go through that one. Also, commenter on the channel Ogi Muguji, apologies if that's pronounced slightly incorrectly, asked about an episode 3 quest regarding airtime in Stars and Stripes. Well, I didn't actually do an episode 3 video because I was quite busy at the time, but yeah, if you're doing 7 jumps in that Stars and Stripes event, that will also give you all that airtime, because that is exactly that place where the episode 3 quest needed to be done for the airtime. So this mission right here from episode 3, Big Apple, yeah, that will almost certainly complete whilst doing 7 jumps. You'll almost certainly get 8 seconds of airtime as well. I'll be sure to hit those a little high just to guarantee getting that, since I don't need to win that race anyway. Airtime 150 seconds in anything Dodge, 2 stars or higher, so fairly specific, but yeah, I'll go through a nice handy place to farm that out just to get it done quickly. And perform barrel rolls 25 in a Ford in New York. So you can combine a couple of these quests together, but it's generally not too bad, with the exception of obviously the grinding of 45, 35 and 25 races. So go to like where to knock those ones out. Now I'll just give one mention. Card packs, say I've 1 of 25 here, and that does count as well for things that are just left inside waiting to be claimed. So if I go into my daily events, say for example I have the class A left claim here and top 5%, say all of these 9 packs here. Yeah, if we come back straight to that quest menu, you can see the fact that that one's already jumped from 1 to 10. So like it's really just any of those random packs will count for this quest. So the quest here of 4 knockdowns in a single race, 1 vertical knockdown in a single race, and also the 130 seconds in sightseeing in a single race, using again 4 GT. So we'll also probably get a few bits and pieces of airtime as well as some of the barrel rolls for that 4 GT, but I'm going to try and focus on knocking down 4 things and also landing on one of them to crunch that up. So sightseeing as well as all the New York stages is in Stars and Stripes in chapter 2 of the career. Now, so sightseeing is race number 7 here in this Stars and Stripes. Then only car selectable for it is the 4 GT that's needed. Now, this track is a fairly long one. You need 4 knockdowns, say, for that one quest. The only thing is there's actually just 1 AI on this track, so it might be a small bit difficult to get 4 knockdowns on that, especially given the fact that the car rating required for this is 1600. Gonna need to like slow up a small bit at the start and kind of bully that other AI. I'm not sure will it be possible to get a vertical knockdown in this one as easily without the lots of AI that I'll obviously have in some of the other races. So I'll see if I can nail 1 or 2 of the quests anyway, at least. Second knockdown there, put him out for quite a bit instead of it respawning straight away. Now, I'm not going to slow down too much, and I really strongly wouldn't advise ever slowing and braking, because AI will catch up to you fairly quickly, but they are programmed to finish races in a certain time, so it's kind of dangerous if you leave it where if you brake for the AI, like it'll just zoom past you kind of because it has to make the finish line on a certain time. So I'm not like going incredibly fast, but at the same time just slowing down a moderate amount just so I can check that guy. Let's see though, can I land on top of him? Oi, what are you doing? I think he might be gone upstairs. Oh, I'll see if I can punch it here and land down. No, didn't quite catch up to him in time. But I am trying to make contact just on when you're going up and down on one of these parts. Yeah, that AI is definitely lowly tuned because it is just slamming on the brakes to try to get back away from me. What the heck, like that AI is now driving at what, 50 miles per hour? There we go. And like this track is it's a 2-minute one, but still I can just punch it now for the finish line. That is the 4 knockdowns completed. And I think the end is right up ahead, so just need to make it there for the 2 minutes and 10 seconds. There we go. I don't think any one of those will have counted as a vertical. They are quite like forgiving when it comes to awarding that. But let's see, there's 5 and 10 tokens, so that's the quest for the 4 knockdowns in a single race. And it didn't give me the a vertical knockdown, but that's not too bad. I'm just gonna get that in one of the next races. Next up, I may as well put right out here is beat 40 seconds in It's a Twister single race using the Dodge Challenger. And for that one, obviously it's a Dodge, so and get some airtime possibly on there with, because my Dodge is over 2 stars. Now, so chapter 2 again, American Blaze. You can find It's a Twister on race number 9. The only thing is with this track is it's actually fairly short, so the chances are you won't get too much time to do too much of the other missions in this. But still, it's not too bad if I can pick up anything at all. And like I said, still hunting that vertical knockdown, but that is just landing down on top of somebody. So for that one, any place where you pretty much got a lot of AI, I mean, that is something that you can definitely do by accident or deliberately. Sometimes in multiplayer it can be good to make a landing down on top of another player. But yeah, there's 40 seconds in the Dodge SRT8. Like, this car is pretty powerful, so it's definitely not going to be too much of a bother to get that time out of it. I'll grab some airtime, like I mentioned, just hitting barrel ramp a little bit on the high side. 3 seconds. The first of 150. But yeah, not too bad. I'll probably just grind out some of the stuff like airtime, especially while doing some of the grind stages. Be sure to lock in one of the cars that are required for that. But there we go, that's that time. 32 seconds, 8 ahead of the curve. And like, yeah, that version of the Dodge is obviously pretty powerful. There we go, nice and quick. Now, looking at the quest here, perform 7 jumps in a single Stars and Stripes event, and as I mentioned, the episode 3 quest of getting the airtime. So, like, that is the event here that's marked with the SSC Chuatara Stars and Stripes Part 2. It's the place where you bring in any car that's got unlocked during this Legend Pass. So, you can get some tokens back for any of these ones that you've gotten. Now, and I do need to get some barrel rolls in New York in a Ford, so I can perfectly select this guy right here, and all I'm looking for is play anyway. I have the rewards, but that's cool. And yeah, what I'm looking for is obviously 7 jumps. I'm looking for as much kind of airtime as possible to get barrel rolls, and also if I can land down on an AI here, this is going to take off some more boxes in it as well. City that Never Sleeps, fairly bendy course, but yeah, lots of jump opportunity, and especially on this bridge layout, depending on the path you take across that, yeah, if you change lanes pretty much every time, you can get like a little bounce in from your car. Now, let's see here, pop up for jump 1. I can just jump down again as easily, jump down again, nice and handy. So it is just a case of making use of any kind of ups and downs places that the track has to offer. I do have the AI is kind of falling back again, because to be fair, the AI here is kind of like going to be really low tuned, because they're set to allow you to win this race with a Corvette Stingray that's freshly unlocked, which yeah, is like not a fast car in the slightest. So jump up again, hop down, jump up, and a bit of a shunt of imperfect nitro to get some extra airtime there. Collect a few barrel rolls, like I said, in a Ford in New York, and I can get another few barrel rolls as well here on, if I go wide on this corner, line up with that barrel roll ramp. But yeah, this one is handful of quests complete, again with just minimal effort. As long as you kind of go up and down on those bridge sections, going in between the actual layers of that, like, you'll end up getting quite a lot of jumps. And yeah, just using a Ford GT just for the sake of getting some barrel roll action clocked up there as well. Here we go, 7 jumps, and yeah, definitely get 8 seconds out of those jumps as well, I think. Another thing that should open these card pack things as well and trigger that should be, multiplayer rewards. So, let's see. Should get an extra 5 tokens on top of these fairly awful rewards just for the way this triggers. But yeah, 75k, and get 3 body parts. Trade coins, and trade coins. And my 5 tokens appears inside these as a result of that. But yeah, god dang it. Yeah, the main power body parts for the Bugatti Chiron would be amazing, but I've got them, so yep, that's absolutely nothing for me for that series of multiplayer other than 75k, and yeah, I get that one finished off anyway. Now, so for this airtime in a Dodge, then, like, I've been just doing it with a few different cars in a few events, but yeah, if you want to very quickly grind out 150 seconds of dodge time. In the career, Class D novice and race number 8 lets you access dipping down, and if you jump into the Dodge Challenger, then if you've got access to this one, yeah, like this car ain't exactly amazingly fast. Dipping down, to be fair, has a few opportunities as well for that vertical knockdown on an AI, since obviously there's a lot of jumps to be had here. But yeah, like this track is laced with airtime opportunities, and yeah, it is just one of my go-to places pretty much if I need barrel rolls or airtime and aerial 360s and such. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it, just popping in here. Now, let's see, you've got just so much in the lines of like the actual ramp opportunities, like I said, and you can just hit them all like crazily poor in terms of how you would normally want to gain speed. But yeah, that is just like flipping up off the area above where the lights run on these ramps, and you'll get loads of airtime, but obviously, yeah, lose quite a lot of speed doing that. But at the same time, if all you want is airtime, yeah, dipping down is definitely a great track for it, because yeah, on doing a jump like that, you can get nearly 4 seconds per barrel roll ramp. Same again here. Normally it'd shoot over the sign really quickly, but just going over the light up area like that, yeah, 4.5 seconds, like absolutely devastating obviously to a decent run. Might reset up here actually, because there's a reset area in the air just over a small bit further up there at the, like where the barriers go across the air for that part. But just trying to see if I can land down on an actual AI as well. This obviously counts as a Himalayas track as well for the grind of all of those. What I actually do is go left here just to get even more airtime. Line up with that final barrel roll ramp. The AI absolutely slapped the brakes on that, but yeah, you can see like absolutely tons of airtime opportunity to be had there from yeah, just a single run of dipping down. I think spent like half the stage in the air floating around the place, but definitely a good place to go and grind out a lot of time with that. Now, I mentioned earlier they perform 50 360s in multiplayer rank 2200. Yeah, that's one where I would definitely just throw a single race. I may as well do it in the Dodge as well, but single stars and stripes race here be my first race of the thing. And you've got quite a few Dodges, but I'm just making it over 2200, so I could use the ACR if that wasn't refueling. But Dodge Viper GTS, absolutely grand for doing this. Like I said, I'm not going for speed here. This is literally just to turn this car into a Beyblade and get 50 360s. Not sure would it be possible in a single run. Maybe. It depends. But yeah, I'll also try and pick up those last 6 seconds or so of air time. Like I said, Ancient Rome, actually, I don't recall this track having a lot of jumps in it. I remember in the quest in the previous Legend Pass for airtime, this was definitely not ideal for getting it, but still it should be ideal for getting 360s. And yeah, I'm just going to have 360 and then nitro 360 nitro. So yeah, this is just 100% just want to get this quest knocked out of the way. Managed to Austin Powers myself a tiny bit there. Yeah, car is always kind of a bit odd when you like multiple 360s it, because it kind of removes the grip a small bit, but it is a bit weird when you do it like I said, multiple times of 360s. They definitely tend not to exactly enjoy it. Yeah, that should be my airtime complete. Oh yeah, I think it absolutely has to be. So that'll be the airtime complete, and I'm just gonna see if I can spam out the rest of these 360s. And I wonder if anyone's watching a replay thinking, oh, Storm's turbo controller is really on the fritz for his multiplayer grind. But yeah, just absolutely don't want to be, like, obviously you will be doing 360s in almost all multiplayer races you do, but it is just a case of I don't want to be kind of watching out and counting those up and stuff for multiple races. I just want to do this one as fast as possible. Fast as possible for this quest. Maybe not for multiplayer. It'd be a good start to this season though, getting in a nice 50 360s in. Or I wonder actually, is that going to be that many? Kind of hard to judge a small bit. Yay! One series score. But that should definitely be my airtime quest complete at the very least. Yeah, 150 seconds of airtime. So yeah, 49 360s in a single race. I'll just pop back in and get one more of those. There we go. Just get the 5 from the 360s complete then. There's obviously a couple of different tracks that you can use for barrel rolls with the Ford class of car, but yeah, throughout the Stars and Stripes events there is quite a few that give you access to the Ford GT and such. Now, and then in the Stars and Stripes, one of the best places to get this is probably here. Race number 5, airdropped, gives you access to Ford GT, and if you have it, the Ford GT Mark II. These are fairly cool cars, but yeah, this track in particular is good for one other thing as well, in the fact that you actually start off in that Zeppelin, so you can try and get your vertical knockdown at the very start of the race as well by trying to fall onto opponents. Like, to be fair, a lot of the New York tracks don't really have that many barrel ramps, but this one's got a handful at least anyway towards the end of the track in particular. Yeah, try and, like I said, drive and just compact down onto one of the AI at the start of this one as well, so it'll grant you one mission complete for sure of getting the vertical knockdown. Now you can force out a barrel roll out of, say, like this ramp here in the tunnel just by flipping the car over on that. But yeah, this track has one or two definite nice opportunities for some barrel rolly action. So hang left here as you're coming down along, and you have this little ramp inside here. Just get one out of that, so not too bad. But yeah, it's just obviously a case of 25 combined over all your races in Ford cars on New York City. Blast here, and yeah, so when you're coming towards the later half of this track, then on the right hand side coming along here, hang right and go underneath the actual bridge area, and you have your barrel ramp launching up. And I'm going to take this one really along those lights to get the maximum airtime, and yeah, 3 rolls out of that, and then yeah, coming towards the finish line, then hang on the right hand side of the track and you'll get the last barrel rolls out of this one, so just do out of that. So it's not exactly like crazy with them, but like I said, this track does have the handy Zeppelin start to drop you down onto that AI and reward the your vertical knockdown for sure anyway. And I just need to do this 1 or 2 more times then to grind out the last of my 25 of these barrel rolls. Now, and across the line there for that, for 5 more tokens from the boom, perform barrel rolls, 25 out of 25. So, and enough. And to finish off then, it's just these last 3 grind stages: Osaka, Himalayas, and the Caribbean. And it is a case of finish the race in Osaka, top 3 in Himalayas, and win races in the Caribbean. So just make sure, like I mentioned, if you're doing multiplayer for these, just be aware of the fact that obviously unless you're winning the races in the Caribbean, you're not going to get those to count. But I just wanted to blast through these ones nice and quick, especially since this season ends in just a week and there's a lot of races here that need doing. So I show where the fastest places definitely to hit those ones up are. So Osaka and the Caribbean are pretty much the easiest ones because there's really only one kind of place that, well, where the majority of those tracks are. And say like Heart of Kansai in Chapter 1, Meiji Rush is a really, really short track. And yeah, since that is just finish the race, you can just chuck anything at this one. I've just been using the Lotus and the DS just to win that race over and over again. And yeah, it's boring, but just pick these cars, throw them on touch drive, they'll go straight through there for the Osaka wins. The Caribbean is just here at the end of Chapter 2, Welcome to Paradise, and the very first race inside there is one of the 32nd guys, so Resort Dash. And there's a bit of a mixed bag of cars selection for this, so some of these actually have a pretty long refuel time, and given the fact you need, I think it's 35 races and it has to be top 3, so Z4 probably not ideal for this one because it might actually lose this race if you do it on touch drive, but any of the other ones in this on touch drive, no input whatsoever, should be fine to punch it out. What I just did was I came in here, basically went Grand Sport, empty that out, Hurricane, empty that out, the 570 and then the SLR, and you can just cycle those kind of cars and like, yeah, they'll get top 3 every time. Now, there's two options for Himalayas then for the fastest tracks. So you're looking for Free Fall or Leap of Fate. And like, yeah, they show up a bunch of places here even at the very start. So race 3 in Legendary Start is Free Fall. Some of the ones in Legendary Start get like odd prompts and stuff, so I would usually stay away from that for doing it. But if you're limited in choice, you could go there. The exclusive Asia event here has an incredibly short one as well at track number 2, so you can just select that. And yeah, there is a bunch of different cars available for this, so like really, really low rank. That's probably one of the best places to go for it, just so that you're not having to select through up the menu. The very first track in the VW event as well makes use of the Himalayan Freefall track, which is incredibly fast, but there's only one car available for that, so you can't quite grind out all the races there. But probably the exclusive Asia event and just going for Leap of Fate is the best place to like hit that one up, especially given the fact that it is right there kind of at the start, you know, so you're not selecting through the menu, because every time you come back in here it'll shunt you back down to that very first race. And you do have a selection of cars that can definitely touch drive this. Pretty much everything will, if they're tuned up to the max. Maybe not the Leaf but yeah, this is where I went for the Himalayas races. No, I'm just gonna punch out the last one of each one of these for me in a touch drive run. But yeah, touch drive, no input whatsoever, and yeah, it's just a case of let them run over and over again. And yeah, just like, it's not exactly exciting, but that's a part of these. And especially in the last week of it, you want to get these grind things done kind of ASAP, because there is only a few days left, and obviously you want to get that reward for having every single thing done in this one. Now to the finish line. And there we go, that's the final Himalayan race complete. So 5 tokens for it, and yeah, 1 mission closer to the completion. Now, it's my last race of a Osaka track. I actually did it in a different area than I said, but yeah, it's just I still have a few events left to do later on in this career. So yeah, I just spotted there was an Osaka race I could knock out there to get that quest finished, and yeah, some extra trade coins as well from the Centenario blueprints for that. But yep, there we go, that's the 45 races in Osaka complete. Now, and I found another race there that I had to finish off as well in the Caribbean to get the final one of those tracks. Yeah, definitely always kind of pushing to complete more and more of the career, just to have more options to like practice tracks and stuff like that. It's really handy as well with all these season pass quests. But there's the last 5 tokens from this one, I'm pretty sure. And there we go. That is, yeah, all tiers of that complete. And just to get some rewards, and that's the bonus reward that's gifted at the end of, yeah, everything in the American season pass. And I'm pretty sure it's the same as all the previous ones, but it's still a pretty nice reward at the same time. But yeah, let's see if this is the same as the other ones. Yeah, 1 million credits, which, like, to be fair, it sounds like a lot, but obviously when you've got stuff like the Chiron and the Senna costing was at 2.25 million per upgrade and needing 4 upgrades. A million doesn't really go a long way towards in-game stuff, but at the same time, it's definitely cool to get. Ooh, bonus 20 tokens as well for, that career stage that was done. Hate the menu inside there, it's made for a touchscreen. Yeah, let's check out those rewards though, because that's 100% of the missions complete then. And yeah, so that's actually episode 7, which I finished getting the legend pass stuff from, which isn't a whole pile. One more blueprint for the Stingray from episode 7, and claim the final blueprint then from this guy. Again, touchscreen interface. This is not exactly ideal, but yup, there we go. 100% complete on every single one of those stages. Now though, that is the American Season 1 finishing up in 5 days, so enough time to hopefully grind out those tracks. It takes about maybe hour and a half to do all of them if you use those really quick tracks. And this is a pretty cool season. Like, I think I got most of the stuff out of it. I might be missing that Corvette C7 because I completely botched the 2 of the shorter tracks in that. I completely made a mess out of. But I'll see if I get a look with that towards the later. I think there's still 2 stages to go, so I'll have to see how I get on with those. In terms of the rest of the stuff of the season, it's been pretty cool. Like some fairly cool looking cars, some like the SSC Tuatara is obviously amazing. Bailey Blade, it's okay for now. It'll get upgraded in a while with the obviously the handling increase to that. That's due. That is a car that can be a lot better, but I have coming away with that one at 3 stars. The SSC at 3 stars as well. I think I have another few blueprints to come in for that from the club, and possibly some from the multiplayer 2 rewards as well, but that would still just bring me up to about 40 blueprints away from tuning up to the 4th star. Realistically, the difference between a 4th and a 3-star version of the SSC isn't going to be that huge anyway. Like, as the game stands right now especially, there's no use of S-Class cars outside of Legend League. And when you're using that in Legend League, the way the game is balanced at the moment, you'll mostly be destroying people in A-class cars, which sucks, but that's... I'm really, really strongly against the way the multiplayer is working right now, because, I've got all these S-Class cars, and, I mean, even if you're, like, in an FXK versus somebody who's in a B or an A-Class car, chances are you're probably going to win that race, which... really, really sucks. So they need to sort out to make it so that Legend League is more attainable for more people, definitely, because when you only have like a tiny percentage of the player base who can get into Legend League, what's the point in people to chase stuff like the SSC, the Koenigsegg, Bailey Blade, like all these amazing cars? They're fantastic. My Golden Chiron, but like outside of the daily events, I haven't really raced that one in the last couple of seasons. Definitely not as much as I would like to, because the way the multiplayer season has been kind of like destroyed realistically. So I don't know. Sucks is all I can say to that, because I'd like to be using these cars obviously to grind those milestones and not having to use, like, I don't know, I see where people are just using the very, very starter cars again and botting out those for milestone rewards. So sucks the fact that like the best cars in the game for milestones are the absolute trash with 2-minute refuel times, as opposed to rewarding people who actually go off and get like Golden Chirons. Anyway, things that are done badly in Asphalt, here's a list. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed following along with this Legend Pass. I'd be very, very curious about the next one. With the Superleggera being a potentially messed up thing there, the British season could be incredibly, incredibly costly on the Switch, because that's a car that we should have had an opportunity to unlock already. It's a car going into it where the majority of players are going to be missing it, and I don't know what the plan is for them, obviously, to give that to the players. The Vanda Electrics was also a Batista-related car before. That's not needed in a British season, but because of the fact that, like, when the Vanda came in as a special event, I think it gave about 10 or 15 blueprints for that out of the 60 needed. And then everything else was just pay money. And yeah, like if it's the same with the Super Ligera, that's going to really drain away tokens from possibly being able to finish those special events. Gonna suck it towards, like, you know, even justifying getting the season pass if that car isn't really like made clear how it's going to become available first. Because without the Super Ligera, you will not be completing the 2 special events that are coming as part of the British season pass. So obviously nobody has that. I think anyway, unless you got again lucky with blueprint drops in random packs and stuff for it, or you bought up loads of stuff from the Legend Pass store, or if you bought up loads of blueprints for that from the Legend store when it was added to the Legend store by mistake before being taken away. So again, that's going to make people extra salty if there's like a cost of €50 or something attached to a car that was accidentally added to the Legend store and then removed. So some players will have less of a cost to get it, but yeah, can only hope that stuff goes well. But I'll be really kind of curious as to the British season pass. I will say, if they go and like drive Syndicate to the British season pass, so like obviously people won't know it going into that, and a lot of people will buy that season pass, myself included. If they absolutely like completely fuck over the player base on that one, and the Super Ligera is something which is like, surprise, you need to pay out loads of money for this and you're going to mess up on the thing, that Legend Pass purchase will be completely worthless in the next season. And I would be incredibly pissed off with that, to the point where that would probably be the last season of Asphalt 9 Legends that I would pay for and possibly play, because rubbish like that on the Switch is like, it's sort of expected a small bit, which sucks. But yeah, if that did happen, that would probably be the end of my driving in this game, just because of the fact that like I can't stand it when, yeah, it's kind of pulling the rug out from underneath players. But let's see, just what do you always say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst kind of thing. Yeah, with this Legend Pass though, yeah, this season pass complete, 50 tiers, every single quest, million credits in the bag. And yeah guys, if you follow along with these videos, I really do appreciate the support. There's a sub button up there. I think a lot of the people who watch these longer videos tend to have clicked that already, so really appreciate that. And yeah, there's other videos for me here and here. Need to do something about making another video up in that corner. But yeah, definitely guys, as always, drive safe in this one, and hopefully you got on great with this season pass.